My girlfriend and I acted out a Harry Potter fantasy she told me about years ago, but it made her think of her ex, and now she's not talking to me. My girlfriend is a hardcore Harry Potter fan. Or at least she used to be. I remember during the honeymoon phase of our relationship, she mentioned one of her fantasies was a Harry Potter roleplay situation where she was a professor at Hogwarts that ends up being seduced by one of her students. I didn't know what to do with that information at the time, but I thought it was funny and I never forgot about it. Less than 2 years later, I decided to bring out my inner wizard and figure out how to fulfill the fantasy my girlfriend always wanted. After completing my Harry Potter research, aka rewatching the movies, I called my girlfriend a few days ago and encouraged her to play along and avoid asking questions when she came over that evening. That was it. No spoilers. When my girlfriend showed up at my flat, I was standing in the lounge wearing a Harry Potter costume and pointing a wand at her. She laughed. I referred to my girlfriend as Professor and asked her if she remembered that spell she taught me during dark arts class that paralyzed people. My girlfriend was still laughing, but she eventually nodded in response to my question. I waved my wand and shouted Petrificus Totalis. My girlfriend struggled to stop laughing, but she managed to get into character and freeze instantly, as per my spell. I literally picked up my motionless girlfriend and put her down on the couch. I proceeded to undress my girlfriend while telling her how much I've always wanted to sleep with a mudblood and pump her full of pure blood seed. Not gonna lie, I cringed on the inside when I delivered that line because it sounded silly, but then again, I could tell my girlfriend was feeling it when I removed her underwear. It was working. When I was done going down on my girlfriend, I waved my wand between her legs and said unimpregnate. I made her aware that I was gonna penetrate her without protection and my made-up spell would prevent her from becoming a mudblood MILF. I did the deed with my girlfriend in my wizard uniform. She forgot she was under my paralysis spell and broke character a few times when she was vocal and moved her body, but at that point we were both past the point of controlling ourselves and just did whatever felt good. The two of us finished really hard. Based on the outcome, I knew my girlfriend enjoyed what I did. However, post-nut clarity left her with mixed feelings afterwards. My girlfriend said the fantasy was hot when it happened and she appreciated my effort, but replaying it in her head made her feel like we were acting too much like children to get ourselves off and that was kind of giving her the ick. She never said it in so many words, but I sensed that she was low-key trying to tell me that she outgrew her Harry Potter fantasy and I was probably too late. Instead of letting it go and moving on, I revisited the topic last night, almost a week since the fantasy. I decided to ask my girlfriend what I could do differently in case I wanted to surprise her with a sequel. My girlfriend sighed and said I could just copy and paste what her ex-boyfriend did. She paused mid-sentence and looked at me like she suddenly realized she said something bad. Against my better judgment, I encouraged my girlfriend to finish her sentence. She said she didn't really care about Harry Potter prior to meeting her ex, who was the OG Potter fan apparently. She said his nerdy obsession with Harry Potter was endearing. I asked how endearing. My girlfriend dodged my question and said I should focus on the fact that she enjoyed the version of her fantasy I created. I asked what was her ex's version. My girlfriend said if you really want to know. Before telling me that her ex enjoyed playing the role of a Quidditch captain who ends up missing the game and losing the tournament because he was balls deep inside his wizard girlfriend. She said it was unexpectedly hot because her ex pretended to be reluctant and submissive whereas she had to be distracting and dominant, which was new for her. She said she didn't know she could squirt until she dominated her ex. I said I didn't know she could squirt until now. My girlfriend awkwardly laughed it off and said I should be grateful I've never made her squirt because she always hated the cleanup. I asked my girlfriend why she would plant the seed of a Harry Potter roleplay fantasy at the beginning of our relationship if her ex already did a better job. She rolled her eyes at me saying better job, and said she was still somewhat high on her ex during our first few dates and wanted to recapture the same magic from her previous relationship, but she eventually fell in love with me and forgot about her ex and his Harry Potter bull crap, until recently when she saw me in my Harry Potter costume, which automatically made her think of her ex. I should have stopped asking questions, but for some reason I couldn't. I asked my girlfriend if she was feeling it during the fantasy roleplay because she saw me in the Harry Potter costume or her ex. She said nothing. I asked if the ick she was feeling afterwards was not really the ick, but the guilt of knowing she was thinking of someone else fulfilling her fantasy instead of me. My girlfriend said she was gonna go and she did. I didn't stop her. Now she's not responding to my messages or my calls. Update 1 year later, my girlfriend and I were talking about weird intimate experiences the other night and I made the mistake of mentioning that not only did I literally dress up as Harry Potter before making love with my ex, but I also pretended to actually be Harry Potter during it. I explained to my girlfriend that my attempt at role-playing backfired on me when my ex-girlfriend revealed that her ex-boyfriend also played the role of Harry Potter when the two of them were intimate, and based on the fact that he apparently made her squirt, which I never did, it became clear to me that the ex-boyfriend did a better job with his magic wand than I ever did with mine. My girlfriend unexpectedly hugged me at the end of the story and said there, my love, don't be sad. I was not sad. Mid-hug, my girlfriend suggested that I redo my Harry Potter roleplay with her so that I could have a positive intimate experience to associate with Harry Potter. I said no need, I've moved on. My girlfriend refused to accept that and said she wanted to see me as Harry. I said that was never gonna happen because the last girlfriend who saw me as Harry unfortunately became my ex-girlfriend shortly afterwards. My girlfriend put her hand between my legs and convinced me to reconsider role-playing as Harry Potter. Cut to later that week. My girlfriend and I agreed to do the roleplay thing at her apartment because she lived alone and I did not. So there I was, standing in the hallway in my Harry Potter costume, practicing made-up spells while waiting for my girlfriend to open the front door. The anticipation of lovemaking was beginning to trigger a stiffy. By the time the door finally opened, the shape of my stiffy was somewhat visible. I didn't think that would be a problem until I locked eyes with the person who opened the door. It was not my girlfriend. It was her mother. I covered my crotch with my wizard robe as soon as I realized who was looking at me. The mom struggled to stop laughing when she caught me covering up. My girlfriend appeared moments later and begged her mom to please stop laughing and go away. Her mom, who now had her hand over her mouth to hide how hilarious this was for her, apologized for laughing and said I must be the new boyfriend. I said yes. My girlfriend sarcastically thanked her mom for showing up unannounced just before I arrived, which prompted her mom to congratulate her for finding her own girlfriend for once instead of ending up with her sister's exes. Her mom looked at me and said no offense, but her other daughter was too old to still be into Harry Potter and therefore it was safe to assume that I was not one of her exes. My girlfriend apologized to me on her mom's behalf and said her mom was being a jerk because her job got botched. Her mom pointed at me while warning my girlfriend that I was an unplanned pregnancy waiting to happen based on what she saw when she opened the door. I said that was not what it looked like. The mom said it looked like Harry Potter and the failure to pay child support. My girlfriend didn't allow her mom to stay any longer when she said that. Needless to say, my girlfriend was no longer in the mood to screw Harry Potter. We decided that horny Harry is a curse for couples and should be excluded from any fantasy we might practice in the future.